Greetings, Culturians, and welcome to another I Saw a Movie So You Didn't Have to. Except there's one great piece of news here. This one you might want to see. Here we go. So once again, I saw a movie so you didn't have to, and I say that line because most films nowadays are not very good. They aren't reminiscent of the things we grew up with in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even the early part of the 2000s. Recent media is often disappointing. It doesn't live up to the hype, it doesn't live up to the visuals of the trailer, and it certainly doesn't live up to the past when it comes to great storytelling. This film, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, delivers in all regards, and that doesn't happen very often. I'm overjoyed and smiling to be talking about this film today, and most of the time, I'm not. On every measure, this film has something good about it. It has an excellent story. It's based on a true story. Of course, once you get certain filmmakers involved, there's a level of extraordinary that comes out that probably is a little bit of dramatic or cinematic license. And in this case, I'm sure there was plenty of that. But it was a romping good time as you went through a story that made sense from A to B. And yes, there was a female character. There could have been a female character in real life. They give you an opportunity to see these characters after the film airs, right before the credits. Pictures of the people that were involved in this, I guess, postmaster mission that was set up by Churchill way back during, well, the Second World War. So you get to see them kill lots and lots of Nazis. And yeah, I'm not going to be afraid of that word. I saw a big time YouTuber use it. So if the monetization shot to heck, well, that's just too bad because I had too much fun with this film. Now, the actors in this film delivered across the board. I will never remember their character names, and I probably won't remember most of the actors' names. But I will say their portrayal of these sensationalized versions of these people was wonderful. And the mission, of course, is to, as they tell you in the trailer, to go and blow something up. Along the way, they have to blow up some other things, and that's also a funny side and very fun side quest at the beginning. And the dry British humor plays very, very well. This is one of Guy Ritchie's best films. It is Suicide Squad meets maybe a Commando and probably Inglourious Bastards, all wrapped into one. In fact, you can picture yourself sitting in the theater 30 years ago watching a Schwarzenegger great, or maybe 25 years ago. And that's the kind of entertainment that this will deliver. Now, there's a lot of stuff in here that most snobby film reviewers are going to chaw and not be super excited about. But from beginning to end, this is a complete story. Every one of these characters has a backstory. I guess it helps when you're basing it on real people, and I'm going to keep saying it that way because clearly this is where Ian Fleming got his motivation to give us James Bond. There's spycraft involved, which is extraordinary. They're not using anything that wasn't appropriate for the time period. And I have to say, some of the explosions in this are wonderful. And the gunfire is brilliant, and the sheer amount of violence is, well, quite enjoyable as well. If you like nostalgic action films, this movie will be for you. There are obviously a lot of curse words thrown in there as well, but it always sounds rather elegant when the English do it, or somebody with an English accent. Speaking of which, Alan Ritchson, for all of the negative press he's gotten recently, does a great job playing his character with, well, an accent, which you wouldn't have expected. Now, the British are nothing if not, at least in the military, and that was appropriately represented as well. The Germans were represented appropriately for that time period, and you, for whatever reason, will find yourself smiling at a few points where maybe you shouldn't be. Again, the humor is very subtle in there, but you will find yourself laughing at what some people might consider, well, inappropriate happenings, let's say. I did enjoy the very last note that was played at the end of the film in a way that, well, it really spoke to a little bit of modernity. But I have no reason to doubt that that's actually the way it happened. One final note, if you do go to see this film, don't take anybody too young. Because, as I said, there's a lot of violence here. There's a lot of hand-to-hand violence. There's a lot of knife violence, there's a lot of gun violence, there's explosions, and yeah, there's some unfortunate outcomes for a large number of people, so keep the kids away. On that note, we only have one thing left to cover, which of course is my rating. Now, I have not had an opportunity to rate anything crazy high of late, and this only speaks to my enjoyment of the film, because you can certainly pick things apart in a way that maybe it doesn't score quite as high as I'm going to offer now. However, I'm giving this somewhere between an 8.5 to a 9, just out of what movies are supposed to be, pure escapism and enjoyment, and every single moment of this film can be that for you, including the musical number, which some people will probably go, what are you talking about? Well, there's some appropriateness to a musical number in an entirely different way, and not in the sense that it was even designed to be that way. So do look out for that. Now, if you're more comfortable with my 5-star system, again, I'm going to give this somewhere between 4.25 and 4.5 stars. In other words, I saw a movie and you really may want to. On that note, if this is your first time here or your 1000th, if you have not yet subscribed, please let this be the video that you do me the honor of clicking that little red button down there that says subscribe, turning it to gray, and turning on all the notifications, because I bring this all the time, including on great sites like That Park Place and a new one that I'm doing, a movie critiquing location on the web called Criticless. That thing is cool. It's like, well, it's not even Facebook. What would you say? MySpace for movies, because that's what it focuses on. But it's so much more, and you do have to check that out. So many critics are represented there, and you can follow me there as well. Oh, and even leave your own reviews, which is cool. Anyway, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya!